eclipse is coming in with a whole lot of heat and intensity and passion that is going to propel you forward. That's going to force you to take action to align with your dreams. Welcome back, my astrology fam. Today's video, we are talking all about the new moon solar eclipse happening in the zodiac sign of Aries. This is a very pivotal new moon for us in 2023. The ripples and changes that are going to occur at the time of this new moon are going to last us and impact us all the way into 2026. Let's go ahead and start out with the basics. This new moon in Aries is happening on April 20th at 12:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means some of the world will be having this new moon exact on April 20th, while the other parts of the world will be having it exact on April 19th. So you're going to want to go ahead and adjust for your time zone. Now it is happening at 29 degrees of Aries. This is a very important degree that we will dive into a little bit later in this video, but as we go ahead and pull up the chart here, we can see that the sun and the moon are both at 29 degrees. Now we know this is an eclipse because we can see from the chart that the nodes of destiny, which are represented by the horseshoe shapes. We have the upright horseshoe, which is the north node in the zodiac sign of Taurus, and we have the upside down horseshoe in the zodiac sign of Scorpio. All of last year in 2022, we talked about all the eclipses occurring in Taurus and Scorpio. Now that cycle has not completed yet, but we can see here from the chart that they are at 4 degrees of Taurus and 4 degrees of Scorpio. That means they are within 5 degrees of this lunation, of this new moon, making it an eclipse. We'll talk a little bit more about why that occurs and all of the logistics in just a moment, but we can see here from the chart, new moon, total solar eclipse energy. Now, in addition to that, this is the second new moon in Aries. We have to remember that before we even dive into anything in this video. That is an important significance and a rare occurrence in astrology. Traditionally, we have one new moon in each zodiac sign throughout the year. So we would have a new moon in Aries, and the following new moon would be a new moon in Taurus. But like I said, 2023 is very unique. On the astrological new year, on March 20th, we had a new moon in Aries. And now here we are 1 month later having a second new moon in Aries as an eclipse because it is at 29 degrees of Aries. Now, with all of that being said, let's first go ahead and talk about what are eclipses, right? To understand this energy that we're experiencing at this time, it is very different than a traditional new moon. New moons always represent new beginnings, new fresh starts. And a lot of people know that we set intentions or we manifest, we begin new chapters and cycles in our life. Eclipses are either new moons or full moons on steroids. New moon eclipses are called solar eclipses because it involves the sun and the moon conjunct in the sky. And a full moon eclipse is called a lunar eclipse because the moon and the sun are opposite, highlighting and projecting on the moon, which gets hidden by the eclipse, calling it a lunar eclipse. So for this lunation that we're talking about in this video, it's a new moon in Aries, making it a solar eclipse. And because the node of destiny is so close to the new moon, is called a total solar eclipse. Now, what does this even mean? What are we even supposed to be expecting at this time due to this information? Well, eclipses bring about massive shifts, massive changes. And around the time of eclipses, our free will is tied just a little bit. Because it deals with the nodes of destiny, this is a chapter where we are really launching into something new that is a little bit beyond our own free will. It's something that's already predestined for us. It's something that's already in alignment for us, and we're just going to have to ride the wave and take it to where it's going, which is more in alignment with our dreams, our desires, our soul's purpose, our mission, all of those things. So whereas on new moons, we're going to set intentions, we're going to manifest, we're going to work with that energy. Around eclipses, we kind of just sit back. We have to recognize that this is a time of just being present, of staying focused, and just allowing the changes to happen around us. Eclipses are external circumstances launching in our life that are rearranging our experiences, rearranging the puzzle pieces of our life. And after the eclipses are over, we then have to look at the puzzle, it looks different, and then have to figure out how we want to move forward based on those new circumstances. So eclipses can be volatile. They can be jolting, they can be sudden, they can be unexpected. They are opportunities for our life to change dramatically. That is present during every single eclipse. But like I mentioned, this new moon in Aries eclipse is the first one occurring in this new cycle. From here on out, we're going to be talking about eclipses for the next 18 months in Aries and Libra, back and forth. So this specific new moon in Aries on 4/20 is going to be the kickoff, the launch, the starting point, the moment where all this newness comes into our life, and it's going to ripple and play out for the next 18 months. So very important energy to pay attention to around the time of this new moon. Now, we have not had the North Node of Destiny, the North Node being the direction we're moving, right? It's like the North Star, the newness in our life. We have not had this placement in astrology in 18 years. So it's been 18 years since the area of your life, depending on your unique birth chart, has had this newness and this refresh and these destined and fated events rearranging the trajectory of your life. So this is a very important chapter and cycle that we're going to be beginning. Now, to better understand this energy and what we're even going to be beginning in our life, we have to understand the energy of Aries. Whatever zodiac sign the new moon or the full moon is occurring in is the energy or the lens or the vibe or the perspective or the way in which we are starting new things, new moons, or the way in which we are releasing or letting go on full moons. So Aries, really understanding Aries energy. And I keep talking about this in all of my videos. I'm not going to stop about it because Aries is the energy in the sky. It is the area of the sky that is getting the most attention by so many planets over the next 5 to 7 years. So like I said before, you need to understand what this Aries of energy is calling you towards in your life. Aries ruled by Mars. It is a masculine sign, it is a fire sign, and it is a cardinal sign. So what does that even mean? Fire is passion, it is creativity, it is intensity, it is following your dreams, following your desires, right? It's heat, it's hot, it's really pursuing and moving towards the things that you want, that draw you in like a flame. Now, being a masculine sign, it means we have to put energy outwards, exert, do, take action, move forward, make decisions. We have to be in this position of going somewhere, doing something in our life. So we're in this masculine energy of creation and doing. And it is a cardinal energy. So in astrology, we have cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Fixed doesn't like to change. Fixed stays put. Once it is a certain way, it's going to stay that way. Mutable means it's adaptable and it'll flow and I can go yes or no or in or out. In cardinal, what Aries is about going first. It is the leader. It's going to start something. It starts a season. It starts the beginning. It starts something in our life. This is the energy of what we're feeling around the time of this new moon. Now, we've already had a new moon in Aries, so we've already begun something in our life. We've already invested our energy in a new idea, in a new change in our life, in something we want to create, in a new beginning in some way, in some form, since we had the new moon in Aries on March 20th. So sit with yourself. What have you taken action on? What desire, what new beginning is unfolding in your life? Because here we are with the second opportunity to have this new moon Aries energy, but as an eclipse, even more potent, even more catalyst of launching, because we're going to have eclipses here for the next 18 months. So this is a big shift, a big change, and we have to do it with Aries. Aries is bold. It is brave. It is fearless. It is courageous, and I call it the toddler under 7. So if you don't know what to expect around the time of these new moon eclipses, toddler energy, right? Run across the street, run for your ball, don't look for cars, just think later, climb to the top of the jungle gym. It's 10 times taller than you. Don't be afraid. If you fall off, you're going to get back up. If you want your candy bar in the checkout line, kick, scream, demand, ask for your needs and wants and desires to be met. The biggest thing with Aries energy is it's focused on the self-prioritization. You are the center of your universe. You are the main character of your life. Your life is dependent on you taking action. You have to be the CEO of your life. You have to be the one that determines, are you going to go left or right? It's not about waiting for someone else. It's not about the opinions of anyone else. We were in that phase before, and during this new eclipse cycle for the next 18 months, we are phasing out of that. We are moving away from that. You are the main character of your life, and it's time that you take your life so seriously and start pursuing your dreams, your desires, your wants, without waiting on everyone else to line up and support you and cheerlead you and give their opinion and approval, and no more of that. this is going to be a shift in that energy. So I hope you dive into that, you move forward with fire, with passion, take action, and move towards the things that you've always wanted in your life. This is beautiful energy to harness around the time of this new moon, total solar eclipse in Aries. Now, the last thing I kind of want to talk about with Aries is that it's very bold and it's very direct. So what we're supposed to be harnessing around this time is to not make it complicated. It's not complicated when it's just you, yourself, and your dreams and your desires, and you don't need to focus and worry about everyone else. It's simple. It's asking yourself, yes, no, do I want this? Do I want that? Where do I want to go? And you just keep it that way in your life. Clean up your own backyard, right? Focus on the messes in your life. Focus on the things that you can take control over. Focus on all the things that you can make a change today, now, and moving forward. It's very simple. Aries is very simple, direct and bold and to the point. So just try to stay in that energy as you move through the next season of your life. Don't make it complicated. Also, we do have a little flavor with this eclipse cycle, specifically this new moon in Aries, with there being a hint of Taurus energy. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but just know this is mostly Aries, bold, direct, passionate, fiery, Mars, action-taking, but it is going to ripple and affect Taurus energy in our life. Taurus is the bull, so it's building things. It's our financial security. It's our stability. It's the things we have for the long haul. And there's a flavor in the sky of the action that we take and the decisions that we make are going to directly impact our financial security, our stability, our assets, our resources, the things that we value and hold dear in our life. It's very high level. There's so much to talk about with that, but I just had to sprinkle that in as we pull up the chart next to understand the rippling effect that's occurring around this time, because there's a lot of shifting and changing of energies. Like literally we have this new moon eclipse and then immediately after there's shifting of energies from Aries into Taurus. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pull up the chart. Let's talk about the specifics of this new moon happening on 4/20 and what we can expect around this time. Now, first things first, even though this eclipse is happening on 4/20, this energy has already been felt since April 10th. Anytime we have an eclipse, the energy is so potent, the shifts that can occur in our life are so massive, so monumental, that they actually start about 10 days before that new moon and can last us up to 10 days after that new moon. So starting on April 10th, we were already feeling things in our life shifting and changing and rearranging, the puzzle pieces, the newness, new people, new opportunity, new decisions to be made, new information, newness coming in. And now it's like getting more potent around the time of the eclipse, and then it will still kind of last and fade until the end of the month. So with that being said, looking at the chart here, the sun at 29 degrees of Aries, the moon at 29 degrees of Aries. Now we can see here, it's at the tail end of Aries. Each zodiac sign only has 30 degrees. And so each degree is broken down in minutes. So we have 30 degrees in a sign, and each degree has 60 minutes. So this exact lunation is happening at 29 degrees in 50 minutes. That means just a few minutes later, if the sun and the moon came conjunct in the next hour, then it's occurring, it would be in the zodiac sign of Taurus, not Aries. So again, that's why I mentioned this overlap of Taurus is so close to this new moon that it does have an effect on this Aries energy that we're experiencing. Now we know it's a new moon, sun and moon conjunct, but we can see that the north node, the horseshoe I mentioned earlier, is still in Taurus. It's close enough to make it an eclipse because it's within 5 degrees, but it's out of sign. It's an out of sign eclipse, meaning the north node, the energy, the newness, the new beginnings is still potent in Taurus, which is our assets, our resources, our money, the things that we hold dear and the things that we value in our life. So while we have this new beginning, new moon energy in Aries, taking action, making decisions, moving forward, being in our masculine, grabbing the things that we desire because we're being more selfish and we're prioritizing our needs and our wants and the things in our life that make it ours, being the main character, it's going to impact our money, our financial stability, our resources and assets and the things that we value. So that's that overlap that's occurring at this time. Shortly after this new moon occurs, within 2 hours, the sun will move into the energy of Taurus. It's on its way out. In addition to that, in the next month, Jupiter, which is in Aries currently at the time of this new moon, is also on his way out of Aries and will be entering Taurus on May 16th. So we have two celestial bodies, the sun and Jupiter, on their way out of Aries during this eclipse season. And the north node of destiny in Taurus is moving into Aries in the next 2 months. So there's this Aries energy moving into Taurus and this Taurus energy moving into Aries in the next few months. So like I said, a lot of overlap here. The decisions and actions you take and the new beginnings you make are going to directly impact the Taurus areas of your life, the Taurus energy, the building of things, the structure of things, the security of things, in alignment with your money and your possessions and your assets and the things that you value. So I've said that a whole lot, but I'm hoping that it kind of helps you understand this blending of what's happening around this time. So back to 29 degrees. Why is 29 degrees so important? Well, it's the last and final degree of any zodiac sign. And in astrology, we call it the anaretic degree. And anytime a planet or anytime a lunation or anytime a celestial event happens at 29 degrees, it is potent. You can look in your birth chart. If you have any planets at 29 degrees, this is a very pivotal part of your soul's blueprint, of your energy. Because anytime a planet moves into 29 degrees, it becomes intense. It's its last opportunity to teach lessons, to push forward energy before it transits and moves into the next zodiac sign. Think of it like this. You have the sun, who has been in the energy of Aries since the astrological new year on March 20th. It's been there for 30 days. And just like us as humans on planet Earth, anytime we've been in an environment for a long period of time, we get comfortable. We get into a rhythm, we get into a routine, and we kind of like what we're doing. And so think about if you're moving into a new environment. Maybe you live in the country and now you're moving to the city. How is that energy? How do you feel before you make that move, right? You're a little apprehensive, you want to go out with a bang, you want to go see all your friends, you're going to go to your favorite cafe or diner, like you're going to do all the last minute things that you can do before the move, before the new begins. And that's how all the planets act. So now we have a new moon, the sun and the moon at 29 degrees, and this energy is like, here's your last chance. Like, let's go out with a bang. Aren't we going to start this new thing in Aries? Aren't we going to take action? Like, don't you want this? You thought about it at the astrological new year, at the last new moon in Aries. You started taking some action, but like, let's do it now. What are you waiting for? There's going to be this pressure, this intensity, this movement forward, like really strongly, because it's at 29 degrees. So we're going to be feeling this energy. In addition, this point in the sky, 29 degrees of Aries, is going to be impacted by other planets in the next upcoming months. So it's going to be reactivated. It's going to be like brought back to this attention, this decision you're making, the newness in your life that's puzzle piecing in, the circumstances unfolding are going to be revisited, are going to be brought back up. So this is not just a like new moon temporary experience. Like this is going to have ripples because like I mentioned, Jupiter is on his way out of Aries. So he will cross over 29 degrees of Aries at the beginning of May. And the north node of destiny is going to move out of Taurus into Aries. And so in the middle of July, the north node will cross over 29 degrees of Aries. So this is just the beginning. So 29 degrees is a very pivotal place. It's make or break. It's urgency. It's taking action. Like things are going to happen very quickly for you around this time. So ride that wave, be ready, sit back, like let it unfold. Let the puzzle pieces shift and change in your life because the picture you're going to see after will be more beautiful. Will be more focused on the things that you want and you desire. But we got to go through the rearranging. So moving on, now that we know that the sun and the moon are at 29 degrees, the north node of destiny is at 4 degrees of Taurus, with the south node directly opposite in the sky at 4 degrees of Scorpio. The next thing that we're going to look at is the planet that rules this new moon. We always have to look at the ruling planet. Now, because this new moon solar eclipse is happening in the energy of Aries, the ruler of Aries, like I mentioned before, is Mars. So Mars is going to tell us how we need to take action, right? If Aries is about taking action and making decisions, We got to know how to do that. In what way? Do we do it passively and wait? Do we do it boldly? Do we do it spontaneously? Do we do it logically? How do we take action? So we're going to look at the ruler and what he's up to in the sky to give us a clue on how. Now we can see here that Mars is in the energy of Cancer. He's been in Gemini for 7 months, and at the time of this lunation, he has now finally moved into the energy of Cancer, which is the mother, which is the nurture, which is feminine and receptive, which is sensitive and intuitive and emotional. And so the way that we're going to take action and the way that we're going to make decisions is through our intuition. It's by listening to our soul, by following the guidance of our emotions and not just logic, not the way that it always has been done or the facts or the data show, but truly what we feel and sense in our being is the right decision for us. Now, being the mother and the nurturer energy, it's all about nurturing the self, nurturing and protecting your needs and your wants and your desires, not waiting for someone else to have your best interests at heart, not waiting on someone else to hold you like a baby through every decision in your life, but truly doing that for yourself and saying, I got you. We're going to do this. Pep talk yourself. So Mars wants us to take action in a way that's more intuitive, more feminine, more in the flow. This is a great energy to sit in meditation, to allow divine guidance to flow into you, to really going within and aligning truthfully with your emotional sense. Not your logical mind, but truly what is in your heart, what is in your soul, what is your feelings telling you is right and wrong in your life. Tuning out the noise, the ears, the eyes, what you're seeing and hearing. It's not about any of that, but it's about going within and what you sense and what you feel and then taking action based on that. So that is what Mars is assisting us with and how we're going to take action around the time of this new moon in Aries. Now we have to focus on Pluto for a minute. Pluto is not only impacting this solar eclipse in Aries, but he's going to play a role in all of the upcoming eclipses in this 18-month cycle. We can see here from the chart that he is at 0 degrees of Aquarius. He just entered Aquarius. He has not been here in over 250 years. He is actually not going any further this year because he will retrograde back into Capricorn, 29 degrees of Capricorn. Now, 29 degrees of Capricorn is in a square to 29 degrees of Aries, where this new moon solar eclipse is occurring. So, for the next 6 months, Pluto will play a direct role. He will be having a direct square, tough conversation with the eclipse energy. With this catalyst of new change, this new cycle, this new beginning, this new transformation in our life, Pluto is going to play a pivotal role. So we truly have to understand, what is his lesson as our life coach? What is his job? Pluto is god of the underworld. He's all about transformation. And sometimes that transformation comes through a crisis. And he is all about showing darkness to bring it to the light, revealing skeletons in the closets, revealing secrets, revealing truths, showing you what you don't normally see. And now this can be transformative, of course, but it usually has a mini crisis involved in it. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that. Like, are you kidding me? And there's that shock factor. So around the time of this eclipse, since Pluto is so directly impacting with a square energy at this new moon, there's going to have to be a catalyst of transformation. There's going to have to be a shift. There's going to have to be a rearranging of power, of manipulation, of control, of ego, of skeletons being revealed, of truths coming to light. Like, there's going to have to be this underworld kind of revelation for us to step into the new, to take action, to force things to move forward in our life that's more in alignment with our best interests, with our desires. See how this is all kind of playing together and how this energy is launching us into this new eclipse season, into this new cycle that we're going to experience? Now, the North Node of Destiny, like I mentioned earlier, is moving from Taurus, 4 degrees, 3, 2, 1, 0, 29 degrees of Aries, and then on through Aries, it moves backwards. So when we get to the middle of the summer, Pluto and the North Node are exactly going to come into that square. As Jupiter moves out of Aries, there's going to be an exact square. So Pluto is going to play a massive role. So know that the puzzle pieces and the external circumstances in your life are going to possibly be occurring through this crisis. It's Pluto who wants this phoenix rising from the ashes, burn everything to the ground, create dust and rubble, and build new on top of it. It's massive shifting, massive changing. So it might be a little uncomfortable in your life through this season, but just honor it. It's not Saturn, because Saturn is the tough love dad. You're going to learn and change through lessons, through obstacles, through limitations, through hardships. It's not that. It's just that you're being revealed, that you're seeing things clearer, that you're burning things down that do not work for you anymore. So you have a clean slate foundation to transform and rise like the phoenix from the ashes upon. So again, this is just the beginning. This is the first new moon, the first eclipse in this Aries Libra cycle in your life, but Pluto's involved. So just honor and pay attention to that. Now, in addition to that, we can see that there's some other planets in Aries around the time of this new moon. So they're also bringing their energy to this new moon solar eclipse. So we got to talk about them real quick. First of all, we got Jupiter. We know that Jupiter is influenced by peer pressure, so anytime that he's involved in a new or full moon, he is expanding, he is intensifying, he is making it grow. We've already had some newness here, some new opportunities, some expansion, some luck, some blessings, some prosperity, and so this new moon is just going to be ushering more of that a little bit more intensely and a little bit more quickly. Now, Jupiter wants us to learn. So there might be some information that we still have to gather, some newness that we have to understand. So if this is a time and a season for you to kind of rearrange and look at things through a different lens, do some research, better clarify, Jupiter is helping facilitate in that because he is the great teacher. He is about wisdom and expansion, a higher consciousness. So you might have to kind of go up in your vibration to see things from a bird's eye view as everything is shifting into place. And in addition to that, we also have Chiron, and Chiron is our wounds, the things that we need to heal, right? So there are pieces of us that we've had to heal, that we've had to work on to get to that next level, to have the life of our dreams, to take that bold action, to make those decisions, to move forward. Sometimes there's things within us that we have to heal. It might be self-limiting beliefs, it might be fears or traumas or the what ifs, or if I do this, then this could happen to me. So work on acknowledging what within yourself is blocking you from moving forward, and look at some healing that you can do. This could be physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. There might be some childhood wounds, right? Some emotional blocks, things that were told to you when you were a child that are preventing you from this newness in your life. There could be physical things in your life that you need to heal that are blocking you from stepping into your dreams and your desires. That could be maybe adrenal fatigue and being tired every single day. So you need to work on your diet and your supplements. Maybe it's you have acne and you're afraid to step up on stage or put your face to camera and record videos. So you got to work on gut health issues. So it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be mental, like your thought patterns, your brain chemistry. It could be spiritual. Maybe you need more of a connection to God or source or the divine. We got Saturn in Pisces. That's going to help us do just that for the next 3 years. So looking at your life, where are these wounds, these traumas, these triggers, these fears, these blocks? Because Chiron is in Aries and it's involved with this new moon solar eclipse energy. So if Aries is all about main character energy, Chiron is about personal development, about personal healing, about focusing on the self to make the self better so that your main character energy can be even stronger. So there's a lot of beautiful energy around the time of this new moon eclipse that's going to support us, that's going to move us forward into the next chapter, into the next dream of our life. But like I said, Pluto might destroy and bring destruction and crises and transformation. But all in all, it's going to be beautiful. This is going to really launch us forward into the dreams and the desires and all of the things that you've ever wanted if you get on that wave and ride it. The last thing I want to talk about very quickly is very unique to this video is what is happening after the new moon solar eclipse occurs. Now, we have energy moving and shifting in the sky directly following this exact lunation. And that is interesting because it's going to help us move this energy forward. We're going to take action. There's going to be a new decision. There's going to be newness in our life. And then it's going to ripple in to the next astro weather events. Now, like I mentioned, the new moon is exact at 12:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And at 4:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the sun moves into Taurus. So now we start a brand new astro season. The sun in Taurus is going to highlight and bring heat and life and vitality. Think of what the sun feels like on your skin. It makes you feel alive. And it's been radiating down on us for the last month Aries, taking action, being bold, being impulsive, making decisions, moving forward in our life. But right after this new moon, even in the middle of the night, you're going to go to bed, you're going to feel Aries from the sun, and you're going to wake up and you're going to feel Taurus from the sun. A shift, a change. On top of the eclipse energy shifting and changing puzzle pieces, the sun in Taurus brings a new flavor, a new season. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Aries was ruled by Mars. So we've been in a season of doing and making decisions, of taking action and doing. And now the sun in Taurus is going to allow us to receive. It is Venus. So we're going to go into a month of abundance, of attraction, of manifesting, of pulling and drawing things towards us because we're magnetic, because we've stepped into our power. We've stepped into ourself. Anyone that steps into a room with confidence and a sense of self and is healing and is working on their own needs and wants and desires tends to be magnetic, right? You're like, what is that person doing? Why are they so healthy? Why are they so happy? Why are they so focused on themselves? Why are they accomplishing their goals and their dreams and I'm not? And so those people become magnetic. And so if you can harness this energy around the time of this new moon solar eclipse and step into that Aries fire and power, then you're going to step into the sun season of Taurus with Venusian energy of receiving all that you desire, manifesting and attracting and pulling it in. Now, Taurus season is about luxury and self-care and indulging in the finer things in life. It's about smelling nice things and tasting nice things and touching nice things and embodying yourself and feeling your physical existence on this earth, feeling pleasure and sensuality. So it's going to be a beautiful new sun season, but a radical shift from going to bed on the 19th and waking up on the 20th. So I just want to mention that because it is going to lead us into the rippling effects. And the next major astro weather event that happens is the day after this new moon solar eclipse, and that is Mercury kicking off his retrograde. So we can see here from the chart, Mercury is in the energy of Taurus, and he kicks off his retrograde the following day. So he is in full pause. He is stopped at the time of this new moon. He is about to turn around and move backwards. We can see that he's very close to Uranus, so you're going to want to go ahead and watch my full Mercury retrograde in Taurus video to understand that impact. But Mercury moved towards Uranus, who might give some sudden, jolting, shocking, unexpected news, since Mercury is the communicator, Mercury is the messenger, that we're now going to have to see, to pay attention to acknowledge, whoa, that's sudden jolting information I didn't have before. And now Mercury, I'm going to have to go back, get more information, rethink something, renegotiate something. And now Mercury is going to retrograde back. And that happens the day after this eclipse. So we have the newness. The sun moves into Taurus, shifting us from Mars into Venus, out of doing into receiving. And now Mercury is going to retrograde. So we're going to have to rethink our thought process. We're going to have to re-navigate the game plan. We're going to have to redo something with our mind and the information before we can really move forward. So lots of shifting happening right after this eclipse energy. And then lastly, we are still going to have another eclipse 2 weeks out after this one. So remembering eclipses happen in pairs. So on May 5th, we're going to have the lunar eclipse happening in the energy of Scorpio. I will be back with a full video on that, but know that this eclipse energy is going to last all the way into May. So lots happening immediately following this lunation, and we're going to still be in this season of rolling and changing. So this is a season of just staying in your lane, focusing on yourself, main character energy, indulging in your desires and your needs and your wants and embodying yourself, and focusing on what you can do and allowing the external circumstances to just be. Be present. Let them play out. If you get something new in your life, decide if you want to take it. If something's being removed from your life, eclipse out, allow it to go, and just kind of let everything do what it needs to do before you get emotionally invested, before you step in and make decisions about it. Just wait till the middle of May, because we have a lot of astro weather shifting happening in May. I call April the serve and May the spike, because in April we have 7 astro weather events, and in May, we have 13. So there's still a lot of shifting and changing going on in the energy in the cosmos. And so nothing is final yet, just flow through it. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick. And we're gonna wrap up this video like I always do with giving you some rituals and routines and activities that you can do around the time of this new moon solar eclipse to maximize and harness this energy. So first things first, normally I would say set intentions or manifest, but you don't want to do that around eclipses. Instead, I would go inwards. I would really take some time to go inside of yourself and truly understand what you want to create. What do you desire your life to look like? Go inwards and feel. Feel if it's real for you. Do you want a new car just because everyone on the block has a new car? Or do you really want to spend your money, your resources, your assets on a new car? Or truly in your heart, would you rather spend that money, those resources and assets on traveling or on doing something else, maybe doing humanitarian work, maybe investing in something for your future? So you really need to go within and feel how each decision in your life that you're needing to make in the next 6 months is going to be in alignment with your own guidance, your own intuition, and your own desires, independent of anyone else's. So I would do some inventory. Number one, do some inventory on decisions you need to make in the next 6 months and figure out how you feel, truly feel intuitively about them. The second thing I would do around this eclipse energy is spend some time in physical activity. Now, eclipses bring in sudden, jolting, unexpected things into your life that can be frustrating. It is an Aries, so it's a very active, masculine sign, and you may need to burn off some steam, burn out some heat. And so just physical movement in any way is gonna help you get through this energetic, chaotic season. So that could be yoga, Pilates, it could be more active and aggressive like running or Tai Chi or kickboxing. But I would definitely spend some time for this entire eclipse season, really starting April 10th, moving into May, finding a way to physically move through the energy because it is in Aries and it is ruled by Mars, which is taking action, exercise, and stamina, and the warrior. So move that body every day. It's going to help you transition through the energetic changes a lot easier. And the third thing I would do around this new moon solar eclipse, because it's happening in Aries and it's in the element of fire, incorporating more heat into your life. So sitting by a fire, lighting more candles, working with and embracing the fire elements. This could be eating spicy foods, it could be drinking chai teas, it could be sitting outside by a campfire, it could be taking a warm bubble bath. Bringing in the element of heat into your life, whether it's physically or externally, is going to help you embrace the passion, the intensity, and the desire of Aries of moving forward in your life. A lot of times in life, we can feel our vitality low. So if you're someone that feels like your vitality, your stamina, or your chi is low, it's hard to make decisions. It's hard to move into newness in our life. It's hard to make decisions because we just feel less vibrant, less alive, less energized. And so incorporating heat into your life is going to bring back that intensity and that stamina of what we're supposed to be moving forward towards in our life. So work with and incorporate the element of fire around this time. So with all that being said, thank you so much for tuning into my videos, for allowing me to be the messenger of the cosmos, of the Life Coach planets, helping you understand how to navigate through this energy, understand what lessons we're meant to be learning. So I honor you and I appreciate you for being here. Please like and subscribe. Please share my channel with anyone you think could use some guidance based on astrology. And if you are looking for one-on-one consultations, better understanding where Aries is in your chart maybe, understanding where these eclipses are going to impact you, the 18-month cycle where the newness is coming into your life, or maybe just doing a full birth chart reading if you've never done one before, I would be honored to work with you one-on-one to help you understand your unique soul's blueprint or the current astro weather. You can find my booking link in the description box below. And if you want more of a self-guided and self-paced understanding of the astro weather, you can grab a copy of the 2023 Astrology Retrograde Journal. This is my 3rd year. I've been writing them since 2020, where I list all the new and full moons, retrogrades, and sun seasons of the year. And so you can not only learn about astrology and understand all the planets, the zodiac signs, the energy to embrace during each season, but it's also interactive, meaning I give you journal prompts for every astro weather event. I give you moon ritual ideas. I give you bucket list things that you can do during each sun season to maximize the energy, and so much more. If you want a sneak peek inside of this, go ahead and watch my video where I walk through the entire journal and how to use it. But this is a great way for you to not only learn astrology throughout the year, but also a way to reflect back and see how you've grown, how you've and navigated the astro weather and used it to grow in your life. So if you want a copy of that, just head to the description box below. You can purchase your copy there. I will be back with another video on the full moon lunar eclipse happening on May 5th. But until then, if you're interested in more astrology content, specifically around relationships, you can follow me over at TikTok at the Relational Astrologer. Until then, I send you so much love and light as you navigate eclipse season. If you know where Aries falls within your birth chart, put it in the comments below so I can support you in the newness happening in your life. And until then, I will catch you in the next video.